Hello, thank you so much for joining me on Blab. This is Darnella Moore, the relational love expert, influencer, motivator, writer, and speaker, known as His Love Evangelist. On social media, you can find me at His Love Evang. I want to thank you for tuning in to this live stream video. Whether it's live, you're live with me right now, or whether you're going to be watching later by recording. I'm so excited that you're going to be joining me because I'm going to be briefly discussing organizational culture, organizational behavior, and how the area of my expertise, not only as an organizational leadership and management major graduate from Regent University, but my expertise with love, which I like the term God love, because I deal with agape, unconditional love, just truth love, pure love that is universal, that translates and transcends to all people, no matter what your background is, your socioeconomic background, your religious background, your ethnic background, or whatever. Love is universal, and love is love. And so we were all born to love and to be loved. And because our Creator, God, is love, so are we. So I've been blessed and gifted with the anointing of love to write about it, speak about it, and demonstrate it in my everyday life. And now I share it with others, whether it's in my family, my community, or business, wherever I go. And now I just feel so empowered and encouraged to share it with everybody that I know, particularly in the business field. My corporate family, corporate love message really began when I was giving the opportunity, the blessed opportunity at my employer, which is a major law firm in Washington, D.C., to give this presentation at our staff meeting. And it resonated so much with my corporate family, who I no longer term as coworkers, and you'll understand what I'm talking about later on in this discussion. But it resonated so much with them, particularly our managing partner, who enjoyed my presentation so much that morning that he came to the second one in the afternoon. And then thereafter, my direct supervisor felt that the message that I was speaking was so powerful and impactful to our team and our corporate family at the firm that she felt that it should be webcast throughout the United States to all of the firm's 17 offices. And it was. And wow, the response that we received, the testimonials, just impactful. And I felt a change even in our office culture the next morning when I walked in to work, especially when I heard one of my corporate family members address me as such. Good morning, corporate family. Good morning, Darnella. I feel the corporate love. I felt it when you spoke it yesterday, and I feel it today. So I said, wow, in the times that we're living in, when we're around so much discouragement, so much negativity, and we're stressful on our jobs, and we spend the majority of our time at work, 9 to 5, or whatever your hours are, Monday through Friday, or you may work through the weekend too, 7 days a week. So we spend so much time amongst the people whom we work with that I just felt that, wow, I would love to be able to go to work and not feel that I'm with strangers or not feel that I'm just with a group of people who work at the same place, even working towards the same vision. But I would love to go to a place where I spend the majority of my weekday time and feel as if I'm amongst people who I know a little bit more personally and they know me. People who I have a heart-to-heart connection to, but yet maintain a professional respectability, so to speak. For example, I say that because, take for example, in the workplace, we have to be careful of how we use intimate terms, such as it wouldn't be proper etiquette or professional protocol to go around the office and call in someone, sweetie or honey, whether it's male to female or female to male. We may do that in our everyday talk or when we're amongst friends, but in a professional setting, that is not appropriate. So when it came to my heart and the vision came from God to me to take the love message to the corporate arena, I said, wow, God, you're really going to have to give me the wisdom and the clear principles on how I could share that and how I could influence that in the corporate world and it make a long-lasting impact, not only to bring people together in the workplace, but also to increase the profit line of companies where they work. Because as you know, when employee morale is boosted and people feel positive in the workplace, they are more apt to do a better job, to work at a higher level of excellence than they are if they come to work and just feel like this is where I am, a job, and this is what I came to do, work. How boring is that? So I'm going to be discussing and sharing just briefly the tidbits and the principles that I spoke of at the law firm on that day, and just for you to get a taste of the presentation that I gave. If you would like this presentation to come to your business, your office, your church, yes, there's churches who need the influence of God love even more. Yes, God is there. We know He is love, but I've experienced, unfortunately for myself, that we could even step up our love game in the church, in the community, at home, even amongst our own family members. So I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis of this corporate love, corporate family presentation, and I hope that you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it and you decide that you want more information on this particular message, or you'd like for me to bring it to you, book me as a speaker, you can do so at www.hisloveevang.com. So the title of the presentation was Professionally Building Positively Personable Firm-Wide Relationships. Pretty much saying the title of this video, Transforming Corporate Employees to Corporate Family. Now, what sounds more warm to you? Your boss, your leadership, your executive management approaching you with a new project as a manager to employee, or from corporate family at the executive level to corporate family at whatever your level or title is. On that note, with respect to ushering in love into the business area, which again I term, my signature term for love in business is hashtag corporate love. So if you're on Twitter, Send out that hashtag now, corporate love. Put it in your follow hashtags. When you see that pop up, I tweet about it. That's, it's his Lovey Dange talking about love in business. So when you talk about corporate love in the workplace, it just feels so much better for two colleagues, two people who work together, to be able to sit down, have a discussion in a meeting, one-on-one, two-on-two, if not more, but feel that they're sitting at the table, just as if you were sitting at the table at home for dinner, or sitting at the table at home meeting with your family, your immediate family. Well, yes, you can get the same organizational culture where you work. This is 2016. The way business is done is changing rapidly because technology is changing rapidly. And that is a positive, but unfortunately, connected to that, we're losing a sense of relationship, live relationship with people. And people are the foundation of any company, of any business. You cannot be a profitable, successful company without people, without the people who are your clients, without the people who make it happen, aka employees. Without people, your business is not, even if it's the most technological advancement or system of conducting business. At some point, you are going to have to deal with people. So bringing corporate love into the organizational structure is not only necessary, it is downright crucial in today's time. That is, if you want to be one of the companies that makes the entrepreneur top culture or organizational culture family, or any list like that, or the top company to work for, you want to be the person, whether you're the leader or whether you're a corporate family member working in some capacity in the workplace, you want to be the one to usher in the influence of corporate love. Wow. Let's get into the presentation that I gave at the law firm back this summer in 2015. Why should I? Let's talk about the why should you. Move in your attitude, in your action, in your being, from coworker to corporate family. Cultivating positive and personal relationships with your coworkers is an essential career ingredient for success personally, professionally, corporately, and individually. Doing so improves our work mindset, our work relations, and ultimately our work performance. That is the why. Anytime you're making an adjustment or a life adjustment, a change in anything, person, place, or thing, there's always a why, W-H-Y. That's the why. That's one of the whys. And then I defined words that were synonymous with coworker. And in my presentation, I talked about how there's so many synonyms to coworker, but what stuck out to me the most, and I shared with the legal audience, was coworker is synonymous with the word double, the power of two. So We're ushering in the atmosphere, the concept of team. Every workplace has teams, or if it's just a workplace that is small, you are a team. And on the team, you are more powerful because it's just that, a team. With two or more gathering together to get something done is done quicker. The load is easier because you are sharing it with another person. And it's more fun because you're not just sitting working on a project alone. You have other corporate family members who you are meeting with, strategizing with, brainstorming with to come up with this innovative project that will help take your company to the next level. The other synonym to coworker that stood out to me was equal. When we talk about corporate love, we're talking about breaking down the barriers of a hierarchy attitude. Now, most companies for decades have been run from a hierarchy perspective. There may be the president, then there's the vice president, and then there's the employees. In a law firm, there's a managing partner, then there's senior partner, junior partner, senior associate, and on and on and on and on you go. Now, nothing is wrong with hierarchy because we must have order in anything that we do. We must have a sense of direction as to who to go to for a certain thing and when to go. So hierarchy is fine with respect to the hard skills, so to speak, of a company. But when it comes to the soft skills, hierarchy is out the door. Meaning, when it comes to corporate family, each of us are corporate family members. I'm not treating you, I'm not thinking of you higher than me or me higher than you, whether I'm the founder or whether I'm the president or whether I work in the mailroom. But we are corporate family, and that's what we are. So we come to the table to work together to get something done. I'm looking at my tablet because I'm following my slide to get something done. So when I define coworker, those two synonyms I really break down and highlight because we must have an understanding of how we are going to treat each other and what type of mindset we're going to have when we're in the workplace. Then I began to talk about relationship building steps. And I'm not going to go through really explanation. You got to bring me to your workplace or to your business, whether virtual or live, to get the whole presentation. But I just want to share the steps that I shared in order to move you from a mindset of coworker to a heart-to-heart of being a family, a corporate family member. Relationship step 1, share more of yourself at meetings. Do more than just come and sit down and listen to what has to be said. Share more. Who are you? Let your corporate family get to know you a little bit better. What are your thoughts on what's being discussed at the meeting? Participate. Share. That's a great way for your corporate family members to get to know you a lot better. Relationship step 2. Speak positively about the people you work with. Don't contribute to workplace gossip. I don't even think I have to say any more to that one. Step 3, be supportive of other people's work. When you're supportive and you celebrate, appreciate, and be a cheerleader to the people that you work with, they're more apt to do the same for you. Additionally, they'll feel more connected to you as well, because they'll remember you as someone who boosted, inspired, encouraged, empowered, and lifted them up. Because that's what corporate family do. Relationship step 4. Invite others to become involved in your firm projects or activities. Again, it goes back to the team spirit concept. The fact is, with a team, you are bonding, you are solidifying, you are developing, and you are enhancing your working relationship with the people at your company, on your team. So invite them. If there's a project you have coming up, have them to join you in on the project. Actually, that's how my opportunity to share this same very presentation, but yet, of course, in more depth, at my law firm employer. Because one of my corporate family members emailed me one day and said, "Hey, Darnella, I think the firm needs a presentation on this particular topic. And I'm going to be speaking on this. And I think you're the perfect person to speak on that." I totally agreed. I accepted because one, I am a professional speaker outside of my day job. And so I always enjoy the opportunity to exercise my gift of speaking. But more importantly, it resonated with me. I knew that she had chosen a topic for me based on my area of expertise outside of the office and based on her experience with me as a corporate family member inside the office. She knew, based on hearing me speak, not as the keynote, but as a contributor and a fellow coworker who would often contribute thoughts, ideas, and questions in other meetings. Based on that, she was able to determine that I was not only a professional speaker, but that I knew quite a bit about speaking or organizational leadership with a specialization in organizational behavior or culture. So therefore, when she reached out to me, I knew this presentation was definitely one of my assignments to fulfill at the place where I was employed and at the place where I work with people who I consider family every day. Step 5. Write thank you notes. Send them to coworkers above you, below you, or at the peer level. Remember, with the corporate family organizational culture, the hierarchy no longer exists as it relates to how we treat each other and how we get along. Again, it's still a necessary hardcore of the company structure to keep order in how things are run at or ran at the company, But when it comes to how we communicate with one another, how we interact with one another, the hierarchy model is out the door. We are all on the same plateau. We all come to the table at our organization sitting in the same size seat as corporate family. So write thank you notes just because. I know the writing the notes. Now I'm a writer, so I still write long handwritten notes and letters to my family and friends and business associates and clients who have booked me to speak. I just don't send an email. Oh, that's so impersonal. No, I take the time to personally handwrite a message to people who I want to thank for being a blessing to me or for making an impact on my life. Try it at work. After I gave this corporate family presentation at my law firm, I knew step 5 had resonated with my leadership because the next day I arrived to work with a few envelopes on my desk. And I was so honored that one of them was from my managing partner saying, Darnella, thank you for giving such a fantastic presentation that has and will for years to come impact our law firm. Do you know how great that made me feel? Step 6, initiate conversations with others. A great way to begin is by asking questions, which is a great way to listen and allow the other person to share. Step 7, initiate repeated interactions and communications, which is crucial for relationship building. Step 8, participate in activities with others who share similar interests to you and that don't involve work, meaning invite a corporate family member out for happy hour, for dinner, to the ball game, to the theater. I know in Washington, D.C., the Kennedy Center is not far from us, so there's great restaurants right in the neighborhood of our office. And so oftentimes when I have the time, or even when I don't have the time, I make the time to take a breathing moment to just spend time with and get to know my corporate family at the law firm a little bit better, whether it's over food, drinks, or just movie theater or a walk around the corner of the office. Step 9, share information. Don't hold on to knowledge or wisdom or giftings that may be a blessing to the people you work with or the people within the sphere of your influence. Be available and be open to sharing information. When you lift someone up, you yourself will be uplifted. I know that for a fact because I experience all the time in my life as a giver and as an influencer. Step 10, and this is the last step. Introduce yourself at social work events such as lunches, dinners, meetings, holiday parties, etc. No explanation needed for that one. And in conclusion, what is the relationship management result of you inviting, ushering in, and influencing your workplace with corporate love? The result is as follows. You are building positive, personable relationships at work where we spend a large majority of our time. It can provide you greater satisfaction, support, and efficiency at work, as well as positively influence those around you. Now, take a moment and decide for yourself, what type of place would you want to work at? What is the atmosphere of your office that would put excitement in your spirit to get up in the morning or the evening, whatever your time zone is, to go to work a little bit more? Would it be an organizational culture that was just that, an organization? Or would it be an organizational culture that was full of love? Meaning, saying corporate love. So when someone asks you in the morning, whether it's on the train, plane, automobile, your walk, or however you get to work, where are you going? I would love to be the one to influence you to be able to say, like I am, I'm going to work, and have a smile on my face and a leap in my feet to get there and to do so. Because I'm not just going to a law firm or to an office or an organization that I work with outside of the law firm just to be a worker. But I'm going with the heart-to-heart spirit of going to be a corporate family member at that place. Thank you so much for listening. Again, you have been listening to Love Expert, Speaker, Empower, Motivator, Influencer, Writer. I do it all. Darnella Moore. I'm known as His Love at His Love Evang. HISLOVEVANG. You can find me online at hisloveevang.com. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation, and I look forward to bringing this corporate love message, corporate family message to you and to yours. At this time, I will take, if you're on Blab and you'd like to make a comment or ask me a question or join the discussion, I have seats available if anyone would like to come on live with me. If not, I'm going to end the presentation. And again, I just thank you so much for joining me, and make sure you share the link with someone you know. And let me know if you're on Twitter with me or social networking, can you please give me some feedback and let me know how this presentation was for you. If it made an impact, if it gave you knowledge that you did not have before, I would love to hear all about that. On my website, probably in the morning, there's going to be a new page, a testimonial page where you can fill out the form and put your testimony. So if you don't have time right now, you could do it at a later time to even do that through my website. So thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful day.